Yo, episode 262. We made it podcast, lemon shirt edition.
262.
Due in Italian. Big lemon shirt, you know what I'm saying? Whoa, he tried to vanish. I'm not even gonna say what kind of necklace that is.
It's a pearl necklace.
Oh no. But guys, really excited today because we're starting a series. Actually, I think we talked about this years ago, but we have done investigations on We Made a Podcast before in some segments. We investigated the hell out of Yaya Toure one time. We had to serve him up one time. Although I was watching Yaya Toure highlights the other day and he was a baller.
Smooth baller. That's a smooth baller.
Smooth criminal.
Yeah, definitely. Not a criminal.
We did some investigating on some different things in regards to children's sexual assault in academies. We did a little research on that. But today, we are doing some investigating into the legendary club that's never been relegated, FC Barcelona, because there is some stuff going on. And me and Caesar are just like, yo, dude, y'all are acting like stuff is normal, but it's not.
Yeah, it's things are kind of transpiring that don't seem to add up. So I have to put on the glasses, and I gotta check the books a little bit. I have to read the books a little bit. Because since the creation of them, FFP does absolutely nothing. So we made it investigations. Might have to double check and triple check some of those numbers, sir.
Absolutely. I've broken it down into three categories. Mm-hmm. We have Barcelona and wage cuts. Then we're going to get into Barcelona, some light and money with a question mark. And then we're going to talk about the business surrounding Dembele, because we got to get on it. And I'm looking at y'all. Actually, no, let me leave it alone. I was going to say something, but let me chill. But there is some racial stuff I got for this too, actually. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? All right. Because everything
De Jong included.
Oh, we're doing talk about him, but I'm like, dang, now everything racist, y'all ain't seen this. But anyway. Caesar, Barcelona. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, actually, let me write this down before I forget too, because I meant to. Okay. Barcelona last year, we saw the start of something that we never really seen before. And I never really heard about this before, really. We started seeing and hearing about players taking wage cuts. It was like, you hear, oh, yeah, PK's going to take a wage cut. Like, all right. Busquets going to take a wage cut. Okay. Jordi Alba's going to take a wage cut. Damn. Sergio Roberto's going to take a wage cut. What?
Like Ansu taking a wage cut, huh? Messi, it's all good. Just you good, dog.
I was like, what is going on? Like, this is crazy. Obviously a lot of teams lost money during the pandemic, but I'm like, dog, I watch French league. I haven't heard of any players taking wage cuts at Lyon or Marseille or anything. I'm like, I haven't heard about it in like Lens or nowhere. Like, I've not heard of no players taking wage cuts. Well, all of a sudden we start hearing about wage cuts. Caesar, also we started hearing about wage deferments. Caesar, if I got to tell you right now, in this article from 2021 last year, they're saying that Gerard Piqué deferred some of his wages to 2025. Which he will be for sure retired. 2025. Caesar, I want you to guess how much Gerard Piqué is owed by Barcelona right now. Just take a guess.
8 million euros.
Oh, 8 million euros is going to come up in a little bit. But Caesar, they owe Gerard Piqué 50 million euros.
So what happens, like basically, and for people to understand, like, can you explain what a deferment is?
So the players like, look, y'all, we're broke. Okay, cool. Y'all pay me later.
Hmm.
Now,
So essentially, during that period, you're just running out playing Sunday soccer. You're playing
you're,
Sunday soccer,
you're playing
and
with you're playing with an IOU.
you play with an IOU. They're running advertisements. You're doing merchandise. You're playing. You're signing autographs. You
Getting
have
divorced.
contractual obligations to show up to things.
Your baby's
Yeah.
leaving you.
It's really crazy to tell me. It's really crazy. Maybe that's why he said. Maybe that's why he's getting divorced. I mean, damn.
He's like,
he's
you're
not getting
broke.
paid out here. She's like, you ain't got paid in years. She's like, what is this, man?
You can't. You showed up in a Kia.
I'm over here moving mountains. What the hell?
Why are you rolling up in a Hyundai? What the hell?
What do you mean you're getting a Kia?
What?
Yeah.
It's like, no, that's the nice
I
one,
bet he
though.
doesn't even get Spotify for free. He probably has to pay for Spotify at the club.
Yeah, $7.99. Caesar.
Damn.
Also, speaking of 50 million, I'm reading these articles from like last year and this year. Apparently, from 2020 and 2021 and 2022, so these past 2 years, Barcelona owes Messi 52 million euros. Messi don't play there. Because he deferred wages before we were even hearing about it, apparently. Before we were hearing about deferring wages, apparently Messi was saying, y'all can pay me later. Apparently they owe Messi 52 million euros.
I wonder if that was with some of those interesting comments Iniesta had way back in the day before he was dipping, where he was like, the board is like in shambles and like there's so much things going on. Remember when everything was kind of falling apart, but like it was brushed real quickly?
Neymar said it too.
Yeah, and I was like, what's going on? Like, I don't know. Like, are they
Is
just
there any
handling
journalist that wants to
that?
make
I
a
bet
call?
they went up to Iniesta and was like, "Can you take a pic?" He's like, oh, "What?" They're like, "Cool, Japan." No, like it makes you wonder, like, yeah, and then it also kind of everything started getting kind of fugazi or like coming out leaking when that trial stuff happened. Remember when they had to go to trial for like the taxes in Spain? Then like what's his name went to the other Argentinian, the short, what's his name?
I know Di Maria.
Mascherano, right?
Mascherano, yeah.
Mascherano had to go to trial. Messi did. Not saying like it's relevant, but maybe things started coming out in discovery. Maybe things started coming out in different processes. Like, because it's like, think about it. If Messi's owed $50 million in wages and he's having a tax paying issue, he's like, what if he was like, you're reporting that I have to pay taxes, but I ain't even got paid for that money to pay the taxes on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm assuming here, but hey, you know, when money issue starts going around, things start linking up a little bit. Things start connecting a little bit. So who knows?
Yeah, I don't know if it was happening back then, but who knows?
Yeah.
Into the last year, Laporta said that Barcelona was 487 million euros in debt. It's, you know, and also they're saying that Barcelona owes players over 150 million euros. Like that's what they owe players, not just PK and Messi or whatever, but like I think they owed Busquets 20 million. They're literally sitting. They're like, I was gonna say some racist. They're like sitting on people's wages right now, which is crazy to me.
So what year did Messi leave? 2019? 2020.
Messi left 2020. Messi left 20.
Yeah, he's played only 1 year PSG, so 2021.
2021.
Messi left 2021 with the beginning of last season. Laporta reported what year when he said it
last year.
He reported 2021 that they're in debt.
487 million euros.
And then that was the same year that we also were revealed Messi's contract, which was like, what was it, like 750,000 euros a week or something like that?
Honestly, it's probably, I'm sure
it was astronomical, the money that they literally weren't paying him. The money that they weren't paying him, but they were supposed to. And then how long was it until they started making those? How long was it till they got Ferran Torres?
They got Ferran Torres this year, January.
So they got Ferran Torres last summer.
No, this year, January.
This January, he was a winter transfer.
Yes.
So 6 months after the conversation about not being able to pay for Messi, $400 million in debt, they acquire. So the money that they got money for, they didn't get transfer money for Messi.
No,
Messi was a free transfer. He walked.
Nobody. They haven't gotten any money.
Who have they transferred out the club?
Nobody.
Coutinho?
Coutinho was like 20 million.
It was like 20 million euros, and that was this year.
I think
Griezmann, he was loaned before. He was loaned before.
I think Coutinho's official transfer was in January too. I think
Griezmann was a loan initially too.
But Griezmann, they got like 40 million for him, which is nothing. Like literally, based on what they owe, it's nothing.
Way too much. But yeah,
it's facts.
It's very expensive striker.
Like what? I'll get Caesar for 40 million before I get.
You know who I'd get over there? Griezmann. I'd get that Monaco striker.
Oh yeah, the Dutch one or something.
No, the French dude.
We sent Ben Yedder?
Yeah, I'd get Ben Yedder.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Ben Yedder put in 20 goals right now.
Right.
But no, yeah. So in 6-month window, we have $400 million in debt. We don't have a year of restructure. We don't have a plethora of Barcelona young talent is called up. They loaned a bunch of young players. They acquire very affordable young players. Gavi, Nicolas, a bunch of young players start getting more playing time because the club is ran dry right now. It's very dry. But in 6 months, you acquire a player for 50 million plus. He was quite expensive, actually.
Who?
Ferran Torres was kind of expensive.
Oh yeah, it was a lot. It was like over 50 million euros.
Yeah. So 6 months, you spend more money on the top of that you had. In that time, did they release anything about them receiving some kind of money or whatever? Was there anything that happened?
We're going to get into that part because that's the interesting part where we're going to get into that.
Okay,
that's fun because there's a lot of like. Okay, you know what? Let's just get into it now because that's the part about like what is the hole that Barcelona is in? Barcelona is owing players, not just like having debt from you're a big club and you finagle some money here and there. No, they're in debt or they built a stadium or something like that. No, they're in debt from owing players and from the other stuff, which I don't know any other team that's out here working like some gas station, not paying employees. But Caesar, we've heard about some different things that happen where Barcelona's got some money coming in. They got some income coming in. The one that you mentioned to me was, I think you said you saw it in some comment somewhere.
So I made a decision, obviously in Pride Sports, to follow some Brazilian outlets. Mm-hmm. I follow TNT Sports BR and I follow Global Play or Global Sports in Brazil. TNT Sports BR brought a reporter that was announcing, talking because a lot of questions in the comment section and even when they submit user questions for like the show, and it was like, how was Barcelona able to even negotiate or think about Lewandowski and also acquire the previous players when they had just announced that they were in debt and they couldn't afford anything? This reporter had said that it was due to the giving up 25% of their television rights, and maybe you can speak into a little bit more of that.
I sure can, sir. According to Reuters, so Barcelona agreed to sell a 10% stake in their La Liga TV rights. What the heck just happened? What? Okay, here we go. Barcelona agreed. They sold a 10% stake in their La Liga TV rights. So when we were talking about it, when you told me, I thought that you were saying like, if Barcelona is playing on NBC, like they sold part of that, which that's impossible.
No.
So what they sold was
image rights?
No, what they sold was the money that Barcelona gets for the TV contract.
They give 25%.
They like sold a 10% stake of that.
Oh my God.
So like, see, that's dope fiend stuff. Now wait.
That's That's very insane, by the way.
Just wait for the
That's
good part.
okay. That's
Wait for the-
insane. Let the record show that's insane.
Wait for the good part though. So that deal is worth, and you know, shout out to that reporter. He probably just saw some skimming somewhere. He didn't do the investigation though. They sold that 10% stake for 207 million euros. Okay, that's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money. And which is
so
that's what they needed.
Yeah, sold it to Sixth Street private equity group. It's a US based private equity group called Sixth Street.
Nothing more demonic in this country than private equity groups.
Yeah, which I should have done some research on them too, actually. Because it's like probably somebody
got some recruiting money too.
Yeah, probably somebody from Bahrain in there or something. But okay, Caesar, 10% stake, 207 million euros.
Yes.
Caesar. So I want to let you know, remember I told you that 8 million is going to come up again. This deal is for 25 years. 25 years.
So you're telling me in 2048, basically.
So Barcelona is getting 8 million euros a year.
It's not even, they're not getting 200 million today to spend. They're getting just 8 million.
This is a 25-year deal. Now, I don't know if they gave him that 207 up front, but this is a 25-year deal. This isn't like, oh, we're going to get these TV rights for like 3 years or something like that. This is 25 years.
So
now, and here's the question you have to ask yourself. Here's the question you have to ask yourself. If they sold it for 207 million, how much is it worth? Because they're doing something unprecedented. They're saying the team gets 100% of that money. They're saying, we'll give you 10%, whatever you want to do with that, I don't know. You're going to play the games on Pornhub or something. but that whatever you're going to do. But
it's going to be on Truth Social.
But for sure, they have to sell it to them for less than what it's worth.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see what some of the legal garbage contract stuff is in there, because you never know what's going to happen. What is this? I wonder what breaks it, like infringing on rights deals in the future. I don't even like what's going to happen moving forward. Who knows in 20 years or what the streaming situation is going to be? Who knows in 20 years if FIFA just says, we're reclaiming rights to all TV deals and everything's going to go through our new FIFA, because FIFA's unleashing a streaming website now. So it's like, who knows what happens? And it's I just hear, you know what I hear? You know, it's like when you see someone with like an unfortunate gambling problem and they're taking out a loan to pay off the loan for the loan they owe. That's what I'm seeing at Barcelona. And it's looking real bad. Like it's looking like a financial crisis is going to hit them hard. Like this club might literally, who knows? No, I'm going to say it. In 20 years, they might declare bankruptcy. We don't even know.
Oh, Caesar, we're going to get
bankruptcy could absolutely occur in 20 years. It's dude, I don't know what they offered these equity firms, because you know those equity firms, they're demons. They'll literally be like, oh, you can't pay off the interest on the 8 million. What would you? Cool. The whole stadium is now ours. That's sick. Dude. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for half the land in the Catalan region, because that's ours now.
Seriously. No, it's crazy. So like, so it seemed like a big deal. Like that guy who mentioned it. And I've seen people in like ESPN FC comments saying like, oh no, they have money because this is not. I'm like, no, like that's not, like, I don't know if they gave him 200 up front, but it's also like, that's over 25 years. 8 million is like a fraction of what you owe PK and Messi and stuff. Now, Caesar, let's even be honest. They owe PK 50 million. They owe Busquets 20 million. They owe Messi 50 million. If they're that's 200 million. It's already gone now.
Yeah, and from my understanding with all these companies, it's not like how we are with money. Like when you try to get a loan in a bank, they always look at, they look at how much you make per year and see how long it would take to pay it off.
Yeah, the
See
collateral.
how you've made payments, and then be able to give you a loan fairly based on that. And I quote fair because they're never fair, especially in this country. Now, I don't know exactly the rules in Europe. It might be different with EU, who knows? But what I'm assuming Barcelona's doing is, hey, we need to have some kind of stream of revenue coming in. We need more upfront now because than what we're getting, and we need it so we can present to maybe a loan or a bank or somebody to go, hey, we have this much money coming in. We need it now. We'll pay the back end interest later, because they want to pay these players off. They have no money, so they have to keep loaning money to pay people off. And what I'm assuming is, like, if you're owing this much money, it's either taking a long time, they're all saying no, or the interest rates that these places are offering are so titanic that they're like, we just can't accept that. So it's like, what's worse for us? What should we do? Pay the players and eat this crippling debt? No, just eat less crippling debt and just defer some of these payments to later. Like, make it a later problem and pray that all these acquisitions get us Champions League spots and everything. Unfortunately, this year it was a very trophyless year, so it makes me think, if anything, the worst position at Barcelona has to be the coach. Oh my God. Because I can't even imagine. It's like, not just like Laporta calling you. I bet the board hits him up like, yo, I don't know what you're doing, but like, if I don't care if I have to give you a Aubameyang and Lewandowski, everybody's going to be playing all the time, all players, and we're going to win every game. Like,
put a Aubameyang at center back.
Yeah, anybody. Fullback, I don't care. Put him at fullback. I don't care. That's insane. It makes me think about the player aspect. Like, I know athletes are unfortunately very oblivious to a lot of like inner workings. I mean, and to be fair to them, their lives are insane. Their lives are absolutely insane. There's a reason why some of these guys have two assistants, right? Because they can't even keep up with their lives, and one assistant couldn't. Like, they have to have two people managing everything at all times.
Yeah.
But I think for some of the more, I hate to say it, like more intellectually aware players or the more veteran players, I think they have a better grasp on being like, that's insane, I'm not gonna go there. Like, that seems icky. Like, a player like Lewandowski is like, he's a little turned up. I mean, literally 2 years ago he was talking about going to the Galaxy. That man is wild. But like, I'm sure other players like that are on a different accord can be like, I want to be somewhere. I'd rather just go to England, because I know like I'm good. It's gonna be good there for the pain. Like, I'm gonna get paid.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about that too. But I
mean, even some of the China stuff fell off because a lot of players weren't even getting paid towards the end of it.
Exactly. Okay, so that was the Sixth Street Financial Venture Capital.
Financial basically only offered this $208 million loan that they gave.
Well, no, it wasn't a loan. It wasn't a loan.
Our payment for the rights deal was given to them, but spread out between a 25 years, $8 million per year.
Yes.
Insane. I had no idea. No one's ever said this. Thank you.
Okay, then you had the Spotify deal, which the Spotify deal is a bit better. It's 280 million over 4 years. So it's about 70 million euros per year. They got their name on the stadium. They got their name on the kits and their training kits. You know, they got Spotify everywhere. 4 years, 280 million, 70 million a year. Oh, then you also got, it seems like Frankie de Jong is going to go to Man U for like 70 million euros. Oh, but you brought in Rafinha for about 60 something million. So that's offsetting basically. So Caesar, we're still sitting at a place right now where they've brought in some money, but you know, they could have potentially brought in 480 million euros up front, potentially. Spotify and these other people could have given them 400 million up front.
Yeah.
But I still haven't heard anything about PK, Messi, Busquets, Jordi Alba, anybody getting their money back. And you know why I haven't heard that? Because it hasn't happened, and I have proof. Yes. Well, is it proof? Basically. It's proof for us.
No, okay, no, you can't do that. You just
no, we can.
Okay.
Yeah. So saying that, I want to get into Ousmane Dembele. because there's something about this story that it doesn't sit right with me.
And for those who don't know, recently announced on a 2-year deal. Big little announcement. They did a whole billboard. I didn't know it was that crazy to re-sign somebody, but he's billboard. He erased the 2, put a 4 on there. He's here.
And let's be clear. This isn't an extension. This is a new contract because his contract ran out last month.
You're okay. So to clarify, the extension would just be whatever he was making before continue. Basically, he got a new deal. This is basically signing somebody again for 2 years. So
exactly. Right. Now, let's talk about Ousmane Dembele just a little bit. Came to Barcelona in 2017 for 140 million euros. He's played 102 out of 190 league matches. Uh-oh. He's made 150 appearances, all comps, 32 goals, 34 assists, and 150 appearances. He just signed this. Also, he got 13 of those assists last season.
He might end up on our next segment. Was bust or nah?
That's been rough for sure.
The numbers kind of.
Yeah, I mean, there was one point in time I was this guy's the most ball losing player I've ever seen in my life. I never seen somebody lose the ball more than him.
Everybody who dribbles does that. Neymar went to spree. I was like, he's just never gonna pass anybody anymore, and it happens.
He just signed this 2-year contract with Barcelona. Mm-hmm. At reduced wages. Oh, broke my heart.
How old is he?
25.
Oh my God.
He signed a 2-year contract at reduced wages. Now, Caesar, the only, when I hear that, I think that you've been bullied and I think there's a crime going on. And you know why I think that? Because I remember things. I remember in January when Dembele was saying, I won't give in to blackmail. When Barcelona was saying, this is what Barcelona was telling him in January. You got to take a reduced wage contract or you got to go. And Dembele put on his Instagram, I won't give in to blackmail. All of a sudden, 6 months later, he's doing a deal with reduced wages.
He gave it to blackmail. I mean, allegedly. It's crazy because this sport, the memory is as fickle as anything else in the world, right? All it takes is, and you know what's really weird to me? It always kind of made it feel weird to me how consistently positive Xavi was about Dembele. Remember he'd be like, oh yeah, after everything, he's immensely talented. Just give him some time. He'll be there. I'm like, okay, I get it. Are we asking this on purpose? You know what it gave me vibes of? Good cop, bad cop. Coach got my back. Board is pressing me for money. Good cop, bad cop. And then for a young 25-year-old, it's and mind you, this is a 25-year-old who came up in the soccer system, literally a 17-year-old debut at was it Rennes? I think it was Rennes, right?
I think younger than that.
He's just grew up in playing high-level soccer. Then went to Dortmund, baller. He's thinking yeah, but coach is looking out for me. And I don't know what the deal is behind the scenes, but that feels very good cop, bad cop to have great appraise from your coach publicly. I don't know what it is in a training publicly, but then you go home and you got these emails where it's yo, accept the contract because it's not happening like this over here. It's
Caesar, they were basically saying to Dembele in January, accept the contract or you're just not going to play for the rest of the season. And he wasn't playing a little bit, but then he's just too good. Xavi was somebody had to say, look, he's too good to leave on the bench for the rest of the season.
Exceptionally talented player.
Yeah, he's too
he
good.
He can start any team in the world. He can start.
And when he started playing again, he was balling and he was killing it.
Yeah, when he looked like honestly that blackmail era gave him time to heal up, and he just kind of was just chilling. He came back. He looked really good. He actually looked like exactly what they needed. They were missing that.
And also, it looked like he was playing. It looked like he was rejuvenated to play, to leave, to get a bigger, to get a big contract.
To show clubs that he's not washed or anything like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But what ended up happening, the same damn thing that happened with Mbappe. Mbappe last summer was saying that it sounds like I'm being threatened by the owner.
Even winter, it was like in winter too.
Well, he gave that interview last summer.
In the summer, yeah.
When he went, well, actually, no, you're right. He gave the interview in like the fall, but it was the whole saga was from the summer. He wanted to leave. He gave the interview saying that it feels like he's being threatened. You know, he's supposed to be going for free. Everybody knows he wants to go to Real Madrid. All of a sudden, he's signing a contract with PSG.
Yeah, it's always the classic. Like, I mean, people always say, "Oh, he looks happy." No one ever does a contract announcement depressed. Like, literally, you can't do that. Like, you
and also
publicly, you'd be like, "Yeah, hey guys."
And if they threatened you, for sure, they're like, you better look happy when you go out there.
He's supposed to look in the camera and be like this, really excited to be here.
Like, come on,
they're
dude.
treating me great.
Yeah, like
those old Afghanistan videos.
You gonna get Daniel Pearled if you no,
but you know what I mean? Like it's like it doesn't mean everything's all good on extension. It doesn't mean a positive.
That's scary.
I think me and you can both attest to this. It's very peculiar how these clubs fight for keeping re-signing these players when it's like, don't they get value out of like the transfer market? I just don't understand.
Well, that's the thing. Like,
they had opportunities to transfer these players before.
Well, that
seems like they're fighting to fix their errors that they previously banked on prior. Like, and
with Dembele at Barcelona, it just seems like he was injured a lot. Maybe teams were saying like, we want him, but it wasn't enough money.
And we don't want to pay him that much either.
Yeah. So Barcelona's like, no, we'll just keep him. But then it got down to January and it's like, well, in June it's free. So it seems like to me, Barcelona said, hey, we're not letting you go for free and we got this dirt on you. So if you don't want it to get out, then you need to sign a contract, homie.
It's really crazy because it was like when that Messi situation happened, it was almost like they're like, yo, we this cannot happen again. There's no way.
Yeah, because I feel like with Messi, like
he's big, he almost became bigger than the club. So it's like,
for sure. And I feel like with Messi, it's hard to know whether Barcelona benefited more from keeping him that extra year and letting him go for free.
We won't know. We won't know to now. It'll be a while.
It's hard to know because you do just make a lot of money from having Messi on your team, I don't know about that, but Dembele is different. Either way, it seems fishy at best. Like a player was out the door. The club wanted. He said himself, "I'm not taking lower wages. I'm not doing it." Then 6 months later, he does it, and he was talking about blackmail. So let's get into the ownership. We might as well do it now. You know what I mean? Let's get into the ownership. You know what I'm saying? Because the ownership situation is crazy.